Good morning. Good to be here with you again. And I'm back. Some people thought they can be the custodian of finance alone. They will not come, they will not be doing paparazzi.
With their yellow something.
A lè má pupa o, but àwa gan adùn me. As in,
black and shameful.
What is she feeling like now?
Hello,
good morning.
She even changed her glasses. See,
I actually didn't change my glasses. You see yourself.
are you sure it's not that you have another
yeah.
glass? But you're not wearing the normal glasses.
It's my normal glasses. Maybe it's being worn in a different way.
Why is it worn in a different way?
Because she wants to look.
How do people wear glasses in a different way, to your law?
She will tell us, she will teach us, she will educate us.
What is this thing that you are too fine? I don't like this kind of harassment early in the morning.
Beautiful arrangement.
No
Beautiful
Arrangement,
arrangement.
yes.
Good morning, Auntie Wendy.
Good, beautiful morning. I'm fine. You guys are looking.
You drove safely, right?
I did. I tried my best.
You
The road was a bit clumsy,
slept,
but yes, I slept and woke up a bit late.
It's good for your body.
Yes, I think my body needed the rest.
These are the kind of people that will come to your house and wake up by 5 o'clock and you'll be feeling like you're a serious person.
Yesterday I was so
Today,
tired.
when she said she slept up till she woke up past 7,
I woke up at 7.
Past 7. I was
kind
like,
of surprised.
I felt like this.
Because you know, I wake quite
She's an
early.
early bird, as in she's a morning person. You'll be like, those people that wake up in the morning, they're so annoying. They wake up early in the morning, they are alive, they are active, they are woo. You're not the one to be.
Am I alright?
Why is she intimidating me?
She's intimidating me with too much aliveness.
Yes.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
All right, yes, we're talking about recovering from infidelity. And Auntie Wemimo was just telling me what even causes infidelity in the first place. One thing we need to look at as well. And then when it happens, what should be your reaction? How should you handle it? How should you deal with it? A lot of people have dragged Messi Aigbe this weekend. I love that woman to bits and pieces. She's strong, she's heady. I like her stubbornness. I like the fact that she just has this uncanny ability to ignore you. She's just like this.
I think I like that about her, but then the truth is, we just need to admit something here in this part of the world, that we are not Westerners. And although you really cannot tell your heart who to love, but the truth is, there are some things as Africans
that is not acceptable.
Is not acceptable.
But that was where everybody on social media got it wrong, because
it's wrong though. It's wrong though. But
hold on, you know why I said where people on social media got it wrong? This is where I had a problem with the story. The ex-husband never said he was friends with the new husband. He never said so. He said they had known each other for years. He didn't say they were family.
Some people
he never said they were friends.
Business allies.
Because he posted a picture showing that they are taking a picture together. And this was what I now looked at. Auntie Wemimo is the psychologist here. Imagine that two husband and wives are taking a picture and they are supposed to take a picture together. Please, how do they arrange themselves?
Well, I really can't tell how the arrangement should be.
Yeah.
Depending on the occasion I called for
the picture.
It could be a quick one. It could be, you're here before you leave, something
Let's
like
just
that.
take a picture.
Anything could happen.
Normally it could be husband, wife, right?
In an arranged setting.
In an arranged setting.
Yes.
Or it could be, let's quickly take this picture before you go. Husband, wife flanking the guests in the middle.
Yeah.
That was what happened. Now, these are the guests, which means they've known each other.
We don't know what happened.
No, I'm not saying.
You
We don't
said that
know how
was
the
what
picture.
happened.
I said that was what the picture looks like, rather.
Okay.
That was what the picture looked like.
Because
It was
we
husband-
don't know the
how
course
the
of the
picture
event.
exactly.
We don't know what the event was about.
So they had husband, wife, then the couple were in the middle. Now the man came out and said they have always known each other. He didn't say I am friends with the man, or we were friends at some point. He just said they've always been working. So he was alluding more to the fact that his wife had been close to that man for years. They were never. You get the idea? Now people go on social media and say, He's her husband's friend. Is that this one? That one took a lot of conversation. And then they came back and said, oh, she has even known the man's wife. And then, and the person that said, leaving somebody is something is a gift. Do you know what that thing did to me? When I read that comment from the woman, the supposed ex-wife, I felt blessed to have read such comments. Losing someone who doesn't appreciate you is a gift, not a loss. Auntie Wemi,
someone who does not appreciate
you can communicate with my story.
True.
And then when imagine somebody just said something like that to me. Somebody said something like that to me 2 weeks ago. It didn't resonate until I read that sentence again.
No, it's even.
Do you get it? People said losing someone who doesn't appreciate you is a loss, not a blessing. Do you get it? And the woman now went back on social and corrected them
That
and
is
said,
a blessing.
Losing someone who actually doesn't appreciate is a blessing and not a loss.
It could be God,
So that was why I said,
pull the person out of your life.
and then at the end of the day, why I said I actually like the fact that the maturity with which people drag you on social media sometimes can make you go crazy. Look at what they did to Tiwa Savage. And as we speak, they're doing it to another very respected person that I really like a lot. Pastor or songwriter or minister, Samuel Oposo.
Yeah.
You see, one thing I want us to look at, which I think we are not looking at, but maybe if I wasn't trained in this line, I would have probably been seeing what the social world is seeing. These are normal, everyday human beings.
They are not superstars.
They are not
superhuman
superstars.
beings.
They only have a platform that places them on a pedestal that looks special. But don't remove the fact that they have their struggles, they have their issues, okay? And they still need to live a dual life. So when they take decisions that suit them, we should not castigate them. I'm not validating anybody's choice. I'm not validating anybody's decision.
But it's their business.
It's their business because you were not in their coast.
Or in their shoes.
You didn't know what prompted that decision. Then it was who they said was my husband or wife that you knew. Do you know the story of who they've always been with before they presented that person to you? People's lives are people's
people come on
lives.
social media that come and tell us their exes.
People's lives are people's lives, okay? But when you say you're a celebrity, because I didn't quite know how that name came about. You're somebody we should applaud, we should celebrate, we should do this, we should, identify with and all of that. There are some decisions that comes with consequences.
Yes.
Okay, so those are the things that you should pause to look at. See, the social world seems flashy, but the day they unplug, everything will become dark. So you must be ready to face both the applaud and
the bashing.
However, we need to understand that these people are human beings.
And normal people.
They are humans. They've got their issues. Okay, like they say, they got their demons that they deal with. Everybody just comes out with paparazzis and you're like, ooh, you're an angel. None of them
are angels.
We should accept them for who they are if you truly want to make them your hero. Simple. So we need to, in psychology, there's something we believe that there is no behavior that occurs in isolation. No behavior, whether good or bad, occurs in
so everything
on its
is
own.
kind of like
Everything
linked.
has a thread. Everything has a history. Everything has an influence. Okay, so we only see the smoke. You're not tracing where it is coming from. So when we say infidelity, this and all of that, okay, we should look at why it happens. We're not talking about these people. We're talking generally. This thing
because it happens actually
almost
in the real world.
Yeah, it happens.
Not on the social media
It's a
world.
norm. It's becoming a norm. It's now up to
It has
you
always been a norm.
to decide and choose. I will not.
Tomi, I don't agree with the fact that you said it has always been a norm.
It's always been.
Now,
let me tell you something.
Now a norm.
It has always
been.
been. Now let me tell you something. if you look at, okay, we're talking about the artist and all of that, okay? You look at the past heroes. We mentioned maybe the juju musicians. Do they have one wife? Do they have their children from one woman?
No.
Okay, now you look at even the females.
And they were like in their 80s. Oh. Let's talk about people who are in their 80s now.
This thing is the social media and the kind of level we have placed them that makes it look like it's always been.
You know, I'm talking from other people's perspective.
Okay.
We're not talking polygamy
We're not.
here. We are just talking about, we want to concentrate on that story.
It's infidelity.
Let me tell you
No,
something.
we're not talking about Messi and Igbo.
I know.
I'm not even
We're talking
mentioning
about- yeah.
Yes.
It's just that because of the thing that is in the air.
In the
right
air,
now.
a lot of people are
The
just
truth
talking
is,
about it.
this thing has always been. It's because
Is it today that you
there
have
is an
had
avenue.
that husband and wife, man slept with herself, or woman
It's not-
slept with
Let me
brother?
tell you something.
Is it
It's
today?
not new.
It's not new.
Infidelity is
Because
not
there's
new, whether
actually
in marriage
nothing
or
new
whatever.
under the sun. It is the ones that you hear and you see
After
that you
all-
get to know about.
Auntie Wemi, after all, Potiphar's wife tried to sleep with
So
David.
it's always been. So let's look
Biblical
at some
story.
of the things
Tried to sleep with
that
Joseph.
happens, okay, that propels this thing. Okay, now if you're looking at it, some people say, you know, in emotional intelligence, we say the moment you have a fixed mind, then your emotional IQ or intelligence is very low. Okay, generalizing is lack of emotional intelligence. You cannot say that's how all celebrities are. That's how all men are. That's how all women are. We still have some of them who
are not
are
like that.
holding tightly to what they professed. My marriage is my marriage. My husband is this, my this and this.
Yes.
So we can't generalize, but this thing happens. Okay, so you look at, have you considered the fact that this person who claims I'm in a marriage, is this person having enough attention?
In that marriage?
Is this person having enough affection? Okay, now has there been breakdown of communication between them? You look at things happen between them. Is there any history of mental health issues? Because to be a celebrity, if you don't have it up together here, you are likely to lose it somehow. And when you are not in charge of your mental health, you could take any decision. You could do anything. Okay, so we need to understand. Then we need to understand and ask question. What kind of life circle are they? People have been married 1 year, 2 years, 3, 5, 10. There is always, we have stages. Okay, and if you are lucky, the first stage of pressure you might be able to scale through. Second stage is there, third stage is there, and all of that. So people are not looking at what are the stages in the when I talk about stages, I'm talking about you know, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. What stage of parenting, what stage of marriage, what stage as a husband, what stage of life, okay, as a woman are you? So we need to look at some of these things before you just begin to throw stones at them, and you make, they are humans, they have their issues, they have mental health issues, they have emotional issues, they have all manners of issues. Okay.
But then when this thing happens, because we have established the fact that it does happen.
Yeah.
Now, when these things happen, whose fault is it?
We can't lay blames. Well, for me, because of my line, I can't lay blames.
Okay, even
Okay.
on the perpetrator
I cannot
or the
lay
offender?
blame. No, you call it the offender. Okay, we've looked for names.
Yes,
to
because we
castigate.
have-
we are
exactly.
still judging,
Some people
calling
even
the
call it
person the
cheat.
offender.
I mean, we have all manner of names. They have abusive names, the cheats,
We're
the this,
still
the that,
judging.
the da.
But we need to help people get to the bottom of it. How
Did you
did
say,
you
Auntie
get
Wemi,
here?
before they get, are you saying that the person needs to see a therapist and then get
Yes,
to the bottom of
those
it?
are part of the
Okay.
recovery steps.
Okay,
Because
now,
we're
before we get to that
talking
recovery step.
recovering after infidelity. This thing we call infidelity is actually an emotional pain. Okay, now it is not just the person who carried out the act. Even the person involved with the person also is, as in, I'm talking about the couple.
Yeah.
All right, they are both emotionally battered.
In
You
that
need-
situation.
In that
But then, come
situation.
to think of it, we have some people who are naturally
they are natural flirts. What I'm saying is,
maybe you should not call it flirt. Call them natural cheats.
Natural cheats.
I think
they even
flirts seem
derive this joy.
friendly.
So you know when you say somebody is a flirt, the person can be flirting with everybody and not get down with them.
Yes, but some people are not just like that. We need to also understand people's temperament.
It's their nature is in their manner.
We have people whose temperaments are prone to it. Okay? They are prone to it. And we have people whose personality, they want to do it, but situation and personality and ego will not let them go into it.
Now, the judging,
Okay.
Auntie Wemi, you talked about we're still judging by calling them all of these names.
Yeah, you can't you call them a cheat.
The judging, is it cultural? Is it behavioral? Is it social? Is it spiritual? Did it come from?
Yeah, it's societal. Somebody says something that everyone is a thief. It is whoever
gets caught
that is actually
the main person that we all accuse.
What I'm saying here is, you talk about infidelity, you talk about cheating. Okay, a man, I believe, okay, doesn't just get down like that if it's not a case of rape. Okay. Now, for example, I'm going to say something very sensitive here. Now, my father, I have a stepmom. My father married my mom. From the story I experienced and all of that, okay, he keeps telling you when he's experiencing some things, he says, I'm not a polygamist. These and these are the things that led me into marrying another wife. Now, my father didn't stop with my mother. He picked another woman. But he keeps telling you this is not who I am. Now, one thing I want people to know is most times situation push people into something. I'm not validating anybody's actions. Do you get it? But let's try and be empathetic with people. We're not saying what you did was right. We're not saying because it's normal. In psychology, they say the human brain sees and attracts the opposite much more than he sees the real side.
Yes.
So it's normal, it's natural, it's societal. But what we're saying, when we talk about recovery, somebody will say, is it possible to recover? I say yes, but it still depends on you. It depends on you. Because even the truth is, even when it comes to some legal issues, what if I let you know that he slept with another woman or another man doesn't hold water in the court? So it's you who should decide whether I have the capacity to hold it or not. But once you decide,
hold it, you mean I have the capacity to handle the fact that my partner
so what we say is,
was with somebody else.
You are not saying you want to handle this person with the mindset of dealing with the person, because there's something in the news right now, on the news, where a woman killed her husband because she discovered that he impregnated somebody else. Now, if I'm going to sit in the position of a judge, I'll say that singular act shows that you were the violent one in that relationship before the man went out to look for succor. Nobody is seeing some things. They just believe he did this. So,
and usually when the perpetrator of this crime is a woman, society comes to her head and everybody starts screaming, oh, it must be the man that is at fault. Oh, it must be the man.
But what we're saying is that whether it's the man or the woman, recovery is possible. So long as that act of affair or infidelity is not life-threatening. Because we have some that they keep giving you infection, HIV, and then you lose assets, you are losing your health. Once you know that it's life-threatening, I say, please don't think of remedying anything. I will categorically say that. But when it still looks like the person who carried out the act is remorseful, what you look out for is remorse. But if the person is not remorseful,
genuine apology,
then I don't think recovery for the person who felt hurt will be possible. All right?
It's possible, but it won't be easy.
It may not be. Even when it is possible, even when it looks easy, because this is my emotion that you have hurt. And by nature, male, female, we are emotional beings. Okay, a time will come when something will, we spark up, so, and then you remember or you link it with and all. But what we're saying is, recovery is possible. Okay? When there is remorse, try to understand, because one thing I want people to know, it could have been you. If it was a man today, okay, if it's a man today, it could be you tomorrow. So practice empathy, flip it. Okay, so and then don't make a rush decision, because when you are hot, when you discover things and all, your emotion and everything will be high. At that point, don't make a rush decision. Don't call the wrong person. Don't go to the social media, and then you are now sending stuff.
The social media that I was talking about.
Try to go after the person. See, the truth is fine. I empathize with you. Something, they've robbed you of something, your trust. Okay, but the truth is, it does not diminish you as a person.
True.
It's actually that person that needs help. Now, I'm going to try.
So you're saying that the person that was cheated on is not the person.
It's not.
It's not
now,
the person
I'm
that
going
should feel.
to say something about what the Holy Book says. It says, "He that commits infidelity destroys his own soul, not the other person that you did it against." So you fine, you were hurt, but the truth is that other person gone that perpetrated it needs help.
In fact,
So
your
you
conscience will keep,
you must look at
telling you
how
that you've done
we will help
something wrong.
us. But before you get to that point, please stay away for a while, because you cannot determine what you are capable of doing. Stay away, yes.
Which is where the violence comes from.
Seek permission to give him space and tell him, because if you are not careful, he might commit suicide, because he's not sure what you want to do. He's not sure the next action. He's not sure where you're
So
going.
even if you are apart, communicate.
If you don't want to communicate, it's okay.
Okay.
Stay off. But don't do or take these steps by yourself. Let somebody whom you are accountable to. And that's why we say in relationships, you must not always be alone. Have somebody you are accountable to. Okay? You have to respect and regard the person. Okay? If you can't talk to the person who hurt you directly, let there be an intermediary who says, okay, she's with me, she's somewhere, or he's with me, he's somewhere, and then she just wants to be alone. And then you have to also immediately try to start to seek support, help, emotional, psychological support. Because one thing we don't know is, at the end of the day, when you hook the person up with a lot will come up. Then you will now become so sympathetic towards the person. Okay, you make it like, okay, I am not saying what you did was right, but these are the reasons behind him or her doing this. Now let's go bring it home concerning the situation of the person in the social media, and everything. Some people were saying he wasn't supposed to write an apology letter, this and this. I'm even indifferent about it. Okay, but what people don't know is he's not alone in this. There's somebody outside the box who you cannot determine how far she's likely to go, and there's somebody inside the box whose emotion and marriage has been hurt. So he took responsibility for it. So that kind of a person, by my assessment, it's not time to begin to say you did not use CD. You two, you went to. Excuse me. Is it because it is his own that we know today? How about those who are higher than him that you are following? Do you know what they are doing behind? Let's not castigate people. So long as there is a sense of remorse, that's when to come in and help. And then help. And it's people like that who come out stronger. Because broken people end up becoming whole, stronger when they find the right help.
Oh my God. Hey! We've been talking about recovering from infidelity, and quite a number of people would say it is not possible. It is not possible. But I've heard these violent, these violent stories where, she stabbed him, she cut off this, she did that, she did. And then, some men, and I think it all came down from the reaction of the men when their wives commit or are perceived. Sometimes even wife was perceived to have committed adultery or committed infidelity. And the next thing is the man is bashing. And when it's done, some even threaten them with cutlass, some threaten them with this, some Oh God. Some actually go to the point of maiming them and then chase them out of the house. Women are now trying to imbibe that violent culture as well. So which means it's always been in you. If you can stab somebody, I agree with Auntie Wemi. If you can actually stab someone to death because of that kind of a thing, not because you were being threatened. You get what I'm saying? Not because you were physically in jeopardy. You just because you want to react. What will you do if they bring the child to you and say?
Let me tell you something. Most of these great people, leaders, and they have their story.
Yes.
As I'm seated here, I just remembered, Clinton, his issues. You see, it's happening everywhere. But their women are not, they feel hurt. Now,
But they handle
they handle it. There's always a coping mechanism. Let me tell you something. It's a secret. Now, every woman needs to be wise. Understand the man you're dealing with. Okay? The understanding of the man you're dealing with has not been given to anybody except you. That's the truth. Any other person is just trying to fill in the gap. So what I say is, the moment you realize that your man is remorseful, okay, let me tell you, the truth is the power has shifted.
You have the power now.
You have the power now.
How
That's
you
not
use
the
it
time
determines.
to begin to no, that's the time for you to truly
As a matter of fact, you
your
don't eat
place, because somebody else took your place, as it were.
Yeah.
Now you are taking it back. It's not time for you to begin to act like I will deal with you. No, anything you ask for that time, he will give it to you. Forget.
I love that.
Oh my God, we're rounding off this conversation, and I'd love to do this again. Honestly, I'd love to do this again, and possibly let's have stories when we come back next week. Let's have stories of people who have gone through this before and have, gone and dealt with it, and then share those stories. Send it to the number on the screen. Do a voice note, do an elaborate text message or WhatsApp message to the number on the screen. We'll save them, and we'll definitely get to share them next week when we come around. Auntie Wemi will also be sharing with us why partners cheat. The real reason.
You have used that word again, cheat.
Why
There are
partners?
different forms of cheating now.
Okay, why partners see other people?
No, let's use it this way. Why we have scummy partners?
See, let me tell you something. Anything you do behind the other person
It's cheating.
that you derive pleasure from, it's cheating. It doesn't have to be until you. Do you understand? Everybody is a culprit one way or another.
Can you imagine? Everybody is a good one or another. There's one person that is making you smile in the corner, and every time the person calls you, you're always smiling.
Yes.
Or in fact, the fact that you even give the person time to call you
Because you
means that you are cheating.